welcome to the Esports Wales IESF National Qualifiers. It is myself, Maddante Killer, and joining me, similar to, I forget what day it was, but I believe it's been 7 days or so, my boy WelshLadd. Welcome back, my guy. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent, but I'm doing even better the fact I'm with you, Dante. But
That is
today,
that,
on our
that
hands...
Flattery will get us nowhere other than continued shenanigans into the game. So it does say the national qualifiers, and I want actually you had a little bit of a script, and you said you were backing out of it, and I'm going to throw you under the bus and say no, you've put in the hard work. Give us
Wow.
the rundown.
Alright, you've done
I'm
me
off.
dirty there. But,
Yes.
alright. Wow. Okay. I did have planned that I'm joined with the one, the only, Maddante, but it's not the case anymore after what you've just done. But, however, we have 3 games in our hands. The first one is
That list. So I do absolutely apologize to yourself for it, but I was curious, and you had put the effort in, so it felt a bit of a shame not to go through it. So yeah. Wasn't. So if the women's team have adapted to that, we should be having a far closer match than the other ones were on our hands. If they haven't, we'll have to wait and see, because the I believe we are on the Slovakian squad, and this is the French squad, sorry, and this is a very stacked roster.
just to let you know, it might say 2 team left, but the T side
In terms of it, because I mean, you've seen kind of the Welsh main roster playing. So is there anything that maybe you're just hoping to even see adapted from them that the female squad can kind of add on? Just because it is the pistol round, and the pistol round, particularly on Inferno, usually goes the same way. Although very aggressive start
No
from
way.
the French squad.
I think we just need to see better util use from the Welsh team, personally. And it has started with the team base for the CT side.
Yeah, pretty flawless. I mean, for anyone that doesn't know as well, and this actually has came as a bit of a surprise to me, Inferno has been reworked, and we haven't seen Inferno quite a lot on the kind of map pools and such ever since just with the other maps and stuff coming in. Things like Anubis and everything have been far more things like Anubis and everything have been far more common to see. So Banana has been widened. It does make it even simpler for the T side to kind of push into that and take all the space. But it looks like the French squad are not having any any time for any games. They will happily take this mid control. They will happily rush down Banana with this econ advantage and tear the Welsh squad to shreds.
No remorse being shown at all. And Wales are still yet to get a kill on the second round. I think it was literally just a mid-rush through stairs, really. What did you think of that match that just happened there, Dante?
That's the thing. I think we're going to be seeing the French squad very aggressive, very controlling, very dominant. The Welsh squad are going to have to adapt to it. We've seen players like Avery in particular has had some incredible chances to shine with her shots. It just does come down to if they have that capacity. But like the knives are out, they're crossing through. Like we're seeing the smokes and everything cut off mid to grant all this space, and not a great swing whenever your teammates are putting more bullets into you than your opponents, but at the very least that is the space controlled. The util being thrown, Banana being completely shut off from the T side, and the flashbangs, the SMGs, the sprays, not quite enough for any frags at the moment. Avery was shouting her out, gets one with that AK, and now the first frag has been secured, followed up another one. Absolutely beautiful shooting.
Avery seems to be on fire. the only person in the Welsh squad to actually achieve a kill. I don't mean that in a bad way. That's just a statistic. That sounded really horrible. I apologize. But France will stay banana. No, not banana. Sorry. Will stay mid. Sorry. The Lizard swings and Noob gets the pick on Bethan. It is just Avery. 3v1. Avery gets the third. Does she notice the 1-2 spawn? She might, but does she see going back into banana? Avery taking mid. Just knowing nobody's there, taking that open space. The bomb is down on T-Ramp, however. That might be a bit of a pain with 31 seconds left on the clock. What do you think is going to happen in this quick 30-second round, Maddante?
Yeah, no, this is the problem now. You've got the bomb site down. You've got two 1v1s in theory here. The timing is excellent for Avery. She is one left, maybe on for the ace. Only 17 seconds left. She's not aware as Emerald pops out of her own spawn and takes her out. A beautiful showing what was almost essentially a 1 versus 5 ace ace kind of clutch there from Avery. Do want to point out though, the nade from Bethan onto, I believe it was Newb, was phenomenal. That was a really solid nade. They weren't she wasn't able to get the frag on top of it. The shots just weren't there, but cutting someone's HP down to half made that fight for Avery far better and winnable. So already a little bit more comfort with the utility, which I love to see.
You just stole the words right out of my mouth. I was literally just about to say the utility use is a lot better than last time, let's just say that. But what does seem it is going to be a second mid rush. And they're just going to try and take control of that window stairs region. Trying to flow onto A site, I think. But France has kind of read them with 3 going A. But the 2 banana is going to go back to mid. The molly comes in through lower apartments. Nadia, smoke comes out for France in apartments.
Here we go. Oh, the first encounter is going to go for Noob on the Melody through that. The op shot for Bethan Games, though, at the very least, it's a beautiful swing with that Mac 10. We do see one of the French squad, French squad just kind of under the floorboards here, waiting for that timing, waiting for that positioning, and that is very powerful positioning to have. You immediately now gain all the control with the steps, the audio. You get to call out the shots for your remaining teammates, just to kind of get that extra additional knowledge, which Rachel uses beautifully. The bomb is still up, but with the guns not really in the Welsh squad's favour. It's just Avery left with the Deagle, and this is a very aggressive push from Astra. They do know where she is. It's a beautiful first shot. It's only going to be one. Astra puts them down and pings us very quickly into a 4-0.
Did you see that absolute perfect CS timing on Bethan and Lizard? Bethan just went into apartments, and as soon as she stepped foot in that apartment, Lizard came from T-spawn. That is the best thing about CS. The timing is absolutely phenomenal. But no, Bethan does get the first kill on the board for herself. However, it is 4-0 to the French side, and it appears to be a banana rush for Wales. 2 in banana. Rachel's gets a double. Nadia ends up claiming what's hers. Nades out. Kobe into banana. Is the boost going to come from Nadia? The boost does come. But I think Bethan's trying to swing. Swing comes out. Good kill from Nadia. The nade comes out and double kill. Double nade kill from Astraj in that banana area. And Noob does clean up the seconds from that banana lurk. What are your opinions on what just happened there, Dante?
Yeah, no, it's pretty wild. The double frag. Banana's so awkward. They have made it wider, which some people have kind of, as I pointed out earlier, that the T side now gain the space a little bit easier, but it does still have the big issue of if your opponent on the CT side can control that mid for essentially free, you end up in the biggest bottleneck and chokehold in the game that's very difficult to do anything against other than essentially get shot like fish in a barrel. Speaking of those fish flopping around the Lizard, beautiful double kill already, the rest of the utility being fired down. There is that lurk from again, Neob on that mid. Bethan Games sitting there waiting for someone to be in the sewer, in the pipeline, and the read is good.
No
Niamh's
way.
going to walk into it. Niamh knowing to look up and actually getting a shot onto Bethan is some incredible foresight, incredible prediction here. The smoke goes down. The op shot actually not going to find its mark. The deagle as well from Avery, not quite. Tries to get the plant down, but doesn't have the time. Body blocking from Astra J, but Emerald picks her up, and in the background, Rachel has found Bethan. And again, we're getting close with these rounds, but we're not able to just get them closed out.
We have the first pause rollout for Wales's favour. I mean, well, Wales caught it in Francis. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. This match is too enticing. But Bethan was just standing at the top of that sewer, just waiting for a victim to pass by. I'm quite surprised Noob did actually end up getting a shot to Bethan. It was a really, really good read. An insanely good read. But that pop flash from Lizard, I think it was, in Rachel has just said in all chat, croissants over you. I love that.
It is a mental game. The all chat does exist. If you do want to get your opponent angry and you do want Emerald, sorry, it's her binds. Yeah, I mean, it's a mental game as much as well. The trash talk is absolutely a part of it. If you can get your team a little bit angrier, if you can get your opponents a little bit angrier, they may not be as confident in their shots. They may not be as capable to listen to their comms if they're sitting there, really angry. They want to take that 1v1, or they just want to. What's a polite word for saying shut you up because you're chatting in the all chat too much?
Do you know what? I don't even know what is happening. It looks like I'm a Twitch chat in here. But
shout out to our Twitch chat, by the way. I don't think yous have done anything wrong yet, but I appreciate the shade.
something might happen in the next few games, but it appears to be another 2v3A for the CT. Oh, the good util coming out from Wales. I am holding that banana. It is a full banana. She rushes banana blinded. Lizard gets a kill on Anye with a Molotov, and Rachel does end up outgunning Nadia. Bethan on 4 HP. Molly bounces back off the barrel. The pop flash comes out. Rachel cleans up Bethan's low HP. The Molly does get defused though. Bethan does get a kill by her Molotov after she's died. That's a bit. Rachel, you may need a bit of comms. Good flick from Noob. No scope from Avery in banana. It's all Avery now, and Avery does get cleaned up by the 1D from Emerald. It appears to be an absolute bloodfest for the French side. 7-0 in the span of 10 minutes. What do you think, Dante?
Yeah, no, we are currently speed running an any percent for Inferno. Remember as well, it is a best of 1, so it is just going to come down to this map and only this map. There are 2 more games as WelshLadd, as you so eloquently put for us. But yeah, it will only be this map to decide between the French and the Welsh squad. It's just been really brutal to push that banana, and we even seen the conditioning there. Avery, the minute she took the shot with the op, she 180'd to try and get the push from mid, but you don't need to push mid anymore. You've got the Welsh squad very concerned about mid, and now it's Apps that you need to worry about. Melody, the very least, is going to prevent what could have been a beautiful 3k, but now another very aggressive swing. Noob trying to keep up this space, trying to keep up this aggression. Melody swings. The shots are true. Swings out to the right. Is aware that there's going to be someone sitting there, and that is your star player for the Welsh squad. Down. One more swing, and Bethan actually beats out Noob, but there's a lot more still to do, and with only 70 seconds to do it.
Noob's 3k got annihilated by Melody, I think that was, on that TK. It was an accidental TK from Melody, denying Noob's 3k, but Astraj finishes off the last remaining survivor of the Welsh team with that op coming down from apartments. Just hit her, just held that angle like a cat with its mouse.
Toy with your food, play with it as much as you can. You do need to keep... Yeah, Inferno is so difficult to keep full control of, especially if you're dealing with such an aggressive defense that the French side are showing. I would honestly love to see just them all just stand in that mid there and just wait for the French team to push through. It's a very aggressive use of the util, and to be honest, actually, this is the furthest up banana I think we have seen the Welsh team get. There's only one Molotov to cut them out. It does look like, no, the hold on the mid was there initially, but now it seems to have been given up. The swing is back, and with all members actually fully pushed up onto banana, this mid push is not going to get any value. It will depend if Avery can come out fast enough. I do actually tell a little bit of a lie. Melody does fall due to that lurk. Newb as well finds Bethan, and again, same story we've heard so many times before. Avery stuck on barrels and will get shot down by Lizard and Newb. Again, we're seeing glimpses of the plan, glimpses of what could be done, but it's just never really working out, and would love to just see a bit more faith and a bit more kind of confidence in your own calls.
That look from Avery does end up getting that mid player. But as we just saw, Banana, even though Wales, like you had said, like you have kindly said, have pushed up the furthest I think they have in Banana, end up just getting absolutely dominated from that. I think it is that little like hold from like CT. Yeah, the hold from CT ends up getting everybody by sandbags and car, and it's just ended up in France's favor. Like I said, the lurk kill from Avery does end up getting another one to the tally, but she will end up getting picked out like food in that banana.
I mean, yeah, that's how this map goes. you either get through banana or you get absolutely just shut down in it, and you will not live to talk about anything more. And that's just what's been happening. I would love to see a full commit from Wales, led by Avery, or even maybe backed up with the op from Avery. Just that full rush down mid. No concern about apps until you're through mid. No concern about banana. No concern about any other spot. You take that mid control. You use that to just kind of funnel into a site. We have seen that the apps hold from the from the French squad. I believe it's particularly been Newb and Emerald, I want to say, have essentially got themselves posted up. The mortgages have been paid off, so you're aware they're going to funnel through once you've got that mid control. But other than that, you've already kind of split off those fights. You've got the initial advantage, but here we go. The tried and not so tested method, particularly when Astra's already taken out Melody through that push. We'll have to see if this is the time that something else can change.
I don't really think time will change. It is a 4 in banana. Rachel gets the pick on Beth, and Rachel gets the second pick on Iron Yay. Third, 3k, 4k, 4. Rachel in that banana hold. Rachel just received a smooch off her teammates. Oh, I love this game. But Rachel does end up picking up a nice, juicy little 4k. That banana hold. I think Wales may need to spice something up. They have went banana these past 7-8 rounds, I believe. But it ends up being an absolute bloodfest for Rachel. And Ashraj does get that pick in mid with her respective AWP abilities. Is she better than Avery? I don't believe. But they will flow down mid like an absolute waterfall.
Here we go, the smokes popping off, cutting off the ops. The Astra immediately now just through this mid, this very aggressive push trying to funnel in between the smokes. And again, where are the Welsh team off to? They're off into banana. The shot not quite does land, but no kill. Meanwhile, though, Rachel has been pushing through that mid, and it's basically all blue on that kill feed. Avery's good for one, but that is all she will be able to find. There's been no adaptation here, and maybe a little bit of a spoiler, I guess, but the Welsh squad obviously knew what they were going up against, and it is fair to say there's a little bit of differential, or a disparity, I should say, in terms of like the ranks, and maybe that momentum or that mental has already got to the team before the match even started. It has to be, at the very least, considered.
Let's just say one may or may not be in the ESCA league. But let's just overlook that fact. Just focus on Noob's pick on Nadia with that Astraj hold mid double kill from Astraj. One camping. And Noob does end up getting the last kill on Avery. Emerald does get the nice little win up on Melody, however. But France do go into the second half without a individual loss in this game. But it is a very, very good half. And sadly, Wales may be losing 12-0, but we believe it is 12-12.
We can absolutely just I'm sure with Microsoft Paint or Photoshop, whichever image editing software you would like to use, just grab a wee screenshot now and just change that blue 0 to a 12 for the Welsh squad as well. Just want to bring up that the sites have swapped, so yeah, there we go. We see them get updated. The Wales squad did not suddenly get 12 rounds, although do wish that was the case. And now we see what was such an aggressive hold is now an aggressive push. The flash is beautiful, completely prevents anything from Nadia there. Melody just getting fallen upon as if it is an Assassin's Creed game. Avery, though, at the very least, trying to fight back. The 360 from Noob is absolutely cocky, but this is the closest set we've had. It's 2 versus 1, only 6 HP left. Unfortunately, Avery is going to fall. A quick, decisive 13-0 for the France squad.
I think I might have just seen a old Modern Warfare 2 face clip from Noob. That 360 with that Glock, wow. I did not expect to hit up one of that out the bag. What do you think of that quick but efficient little 13-0 sweep for France?
Surgery is the only real way you get to do it. That is clean, that is precise, that is exactly what you want. Again, you want to... I don't think you can get a clearer showcase of like what utility does to CS than 2 people holding apartments, 1 flashbang activates, and 3 people just jump out of apartments for free. Because Nadia just can't see, and then Melody gets crushed upon. Nadia soon to follow whenever the space has been created, and then that means you've got a free bomb site to allow one of the most disgusting 360s I have seen in CS. Absolute filth, but incredibly good to watch at the very least.
It was a very, very good, but like I just said, very short watch. But it was a very, very good game, played extremely well. And France just end up getting that small lead. I might be lying.
No, someone with the
teeny.
Microsoft Paint is gonna have the screenshot on Twitter that says 12-12. I'm waiting for it. Please don't disappoint us, guys.
I really hope they don't disappoint. I would absolutely love to see that. But up next, we either have a Slovakia or Turkmenistan game, and hopefully we don't end up getting it. Sad little 13-0 loss, but I've just received news that it is Turkmenistan next. What do you think's going to happen, Dante?
Not that. I'm pretty confident that what we just seen will not happen again. But while we do get the game and everything all set up, of course, then we will be back to kind of run you guys through what the map pools and everything are. We are just going to take a short little break, let the teams and all get themselves set up. So do not be going anywhere. We will be right back with the Welsh female squad versus Turkmenistan. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Esports Wales. It does say national qualifiers, but these are the national friendlies. Of course, myself, Maddante Killer, and joining me again is WelshLadd. The next teams we have up are Slovakia, and the map will be Nuke. WelshLadd, we have been made not a prediction, I believe, as much of as a promise. If you would like to relay that to the good folks at home.
I would love to relay that. Okay, what has happened? We have heard news that Avery is going to get a Zeus. So just be on the look. The fact is, Nuke is it's perfect. It's absolute cinema, but we just need to make sure Avery gets that Zeus. I genuinely really hope she gets that Zeus.
If either way, it's content. Either she does, and the prophecy has been fulfilled, she doesn't, and I don't think anyone ever lets her live it down. In terms of that as well. So just as a heads up as well for the Slovakian team, they have just played the Turkmenistan squad. That was on Mirage, I believe, and it was a 13-4 scoreline to the Slovakian team. So teams, again, quite high skill levels. Very much a throw in the deep end kind of scenario for our female squad, I believe, which does, however, mean that there's a lot of stuff to learn from, there's a lot of stuff to pick up, and notes to take.
And I finally fixed my lighting.
Yes! So he did. I noticed that we could see you better. Welcome, King.
I'm more than happy to be with you. But hopefully it's going to be an excellent game. And the ninth round will start us off.
There's never really much to say in the knife. There's no utility, so in theory, and speaking of utility, Nuke is a massive map when it comes to utility. It's also just a massive map in general, of course. This outside area, you've got the underneath where B site is, where where kind of the silos are. You've got A site silos as well. There's just so much that you try and take control out of, and it does seem to be, I was going to say, a convincing win for the Slovakian team. Two people surviving, both 23 and 45 HP. Not as convincing as initially looked, but that is going to lead, I believe, yep, the Slovakian team are going to be on the CT side, and the Welsh squad will be on the T side to get us started off for this first pistol round.
It may say the HUDs have been mixed around, but it is what it is. Wales are on the right, Slovakia on the left. Hopefully things don't go all left for the Dragons.
It would be nice to see that.
Oh, I know exactly what smoke has just happened. She's gonna do a waterfall smoke on B site, I believe. A site, I believe. I think that's where she shut out those windows. But the first contact is made by 3K by Maffy. Avery shuts down the Slovakians' wrath, and G side Wales do flood on to B site. Shots will go down. Iron holds that. 2K from Avery, and Amadeus finishes the wrath from Wales. Picked up a nice little 3K there.
Yeah, very clean, very solid. We got a bomb plant, ladies and gentlemen, so that is already, I believe, further than the Welsh squad got on the previous map. I believe there was an attempt, or at least a bomb tap, and then Avery had to jump off it for the fight. We do see, yeah, 3 pops to Avery, headshot percentage 100%. For anyone that doesn't know as well, CS calculates it off the killing bullet. So Avery very well may have landed some body shots there, but as long as your killing blow is a headshot, you get the full 100% there. So the aim is very much there, the confidence seems to be there, and now we're swapping to an outside push from Avery. First shot not going to land. Meanwhile, this interior hold is coming through. It's actually an aggressive push. Melody is going to shut that down entirely, but now the timing, we see the XM10 from Amadeus. We see this mid control kind of coming through. Over aggressive push. Defense, the timing is not going to shut out Beth. Unfortunately, the Deagle, no TNT bringing it down. Over aggressive push, and this is looking like it's going to go in the Welsh favour.
It's maybe the first win, and I take that back as Salty ends up absolutely Kobeing a nade into lobby. But Nadia does get the pick on Salty, getting these seconds from that absolute devilicious nade. And the plant will go down on B-Slide. B-Site, and that is the first bomb that's been down for Wales.
Happy days. It was the first bomb that may actually either detonate, or at the very least the frags may come down. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been 15 rounds And the Welsh squad have put their first round on the board on that 15th. Phenomenal stuff. Nuke does seem to be a bit more of their map. We're already seeing a bit more confidence in taking these positions and taking these holds and taking these gunfights that just wasn't there on Inferno. So maybe it is just with Inferno being a less common map. The Welsh squad haven't had the time to really run it, which, you know what, not a massive surprise, to be honest.
But like you have just said, Dante, the first Welsh round, I feel utter excitement as Iron also rushes outside, just trying to get that little hold in mid. First kill just come out, and Salty ends up taking down Iron with that Glock 18. Avery, that upper gets on top of Silo, gets the kill on Zia? Shia? How would you pronounce that?
I'm just gonna go for Jir. I'm gonna definitely change how I pronounce that over the course of this cast, depending on how hype I get, so I do apologize for what it absolutely is. We do see the aggressive push out onto the A site, and look at this. This is the team. No, the shots from Melody, unfortunately, does at least push the member off of the hut, but unfortunately, the only thing that's done is make TNZ a bit more comfortable to take the shots, as now being collapsed upon this A site. Melody is going to fall. A very cohesive and coherent push. The shots just to that member on the top of HUD. Onto HUD. I believe I want to say that was Maffy, just not quite there, so the space not fully controlled.
I think it was a little bit of a whiff from Melody on that little hut. Melody had, oh sorry, I forgot who was, but that CT Slovakian on top of HUD ended up getting a kill as they were coming out onto a site, and Melody just had that aim, had that trigger discipline, but I'm pretty sure she's instinctively crouched to try and contain that recoil, and ends up just not connecting any bullets. As Melody, Iron, Avery, and Nadia gets wiped out by a mix of TNZ and Salty. And it is all Bethan. Bethan, Tech 9 in a dream. 15 health, please reload. And Maffy ends up getting the pick onto Bethan in that little squeaky lobby hold going into radio.
Yeah, unfortunately for them there. Again, decent start, and it just kind of collapsed. You had mentioned that the shots were not being hit from Melody, just onto that member, the Slovakia member on Hut, but we did absolutely see TNZ and Salty hit all the shots that they do need. The econ wasn't great for the Welsh team. Now, obviously, with AKs and a decent bit of utility, there can very much be a different end to this story, particularly with the positioning. Avery, though, getting fried out, having to back up that complete sea of flame and HE is absolutely terrifying. Melody then not being picked up by any util, but the shots are good enough. Same Zia. Yeah, I'm going to go with Zia on that. Is going to try and pick it up. The timing, though. Both Mavi and Rockme find another one, and Bethan on that lurk. Salty Patty getting the shots, getting that positioning, getting that read, and it's another flawless, which flawlesses in CS2 are very, very concerning, because that is so much money you're saving.
And Slovakia do end up getting that nice little team ace. I think they should kill everywhere on the board, apart from, I would like to say, Maffy, but we do not know. But there's been 6 minutes elapsed, and this is the 6th round of the Slovakian versus Wales game. If you don't already know, Wales is on the T side, and they are currently rushing lobby, going straight into trophy room. And TNZ is trying to get that opening frag. He will come out from Iron. TNZ triple kill. Melody ends up punishing TNZ, and Zia gets the double kill upon Avery and Melody. 18-second round. This may be the speed run from last game. But 18-second round, I have never, ever, in my very, very short but efficient CS2 career, witnessed that in my life.
Yeah, I mean, that is... You'd mentioned that we were kind of 6 rounds in and about 6 minutes had transpired. About a minute average on these rounds, not too big a surprise. I do like just the smoke down on the molly, prevent that from kind of cutting through, and then just completely face rushing that ramp towards B. It does nearly actually work. It's just Maffy with the... Or no, it was Zia. Sorry, not Maffy. Zia with the beautiful op shot into the... pistol whip the Tech 9 into the headshot was just very, very clean shooting. Again, bit more cohesion, bit more coherency here, but the Welsh team very much are kind of all in terms of a push. If there's one of them, there's likely four more of them behind. Behind that initial leader. It is very kind of follow the leader, unless there's one lurk, which does seem to be Bethan. So maybe switching that up, playing a bit more of a kind of default. Try and keep the positions, try and keep it held, especially because Slovakia, much like we've seen in the previous game, very aggressive defense.
I'm going to add on to that little follow the leader part. As we saw, if you went in the last game, ladies and gents,
Mm,
what happened was a constant banana rush from
mm.
Wales. It didn't end up nowhere. It was 30, but it was a demonstration of that little follow the leader from the Welsh squad. But Avery was lurking in that game. I'm pretty sure they've swapped, and Avery's went for an entry frag, I believe, which I personally feel is the correct decision, as it's clearly working out. As Bethan and Avery on 7 kills combined, having an absolute. Actually, he's having a class game. I gotta be honest. I'm yet to pick up a kill, and Avery yet to get that cheeky little Zeus onto the Slovakians.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Avery is really, really wanting to keep this game going as long as she can. The more rounds, the more opportunities for a Zeus, the more opportunities for a kind of aggressive pick. I would say that obviously when you're against as aggressive a defense as Maffei very much aware the nades come through as well, and Iron you can she put the first kill on the board, the spray not quite there, and it's going to be a rotate and a kind of retreat for Maffei. Never mind, he's in the smoke.
So I think it was like a fake retreat, and Maffei does end up getting that pick upon Iron. Another team sweep. 2 kills from TNZ, 2 from Maffei, and 1 from Salty Patty. But it does end up going into the 8th round. A 6-1 deficit for the Dragons. But it does seem, as I was going to say another kill, but they were no kills. I feel like an absolute brain. I feel brain dead now. But what will happen is I'm pretty sure Wales will either go for a B or A rush, but they're just gonna absolutely leg it into lobby. And just taking up that open space that Gia hasn't picked up. Going into Squeaky, Avery is now jumped in Vents. The whole Welsh squad is trying to follow the leader, but Wen is staying ahead of Vents. Bethan, the bomb down, but not actually down. Bethan just carrying the bomb. Fans will try and go down. Gia gets the kill on Melody. The bomb will go down for the second time. The Smash Maffei doesn't get the kill on Nadia. And the doors open. Surprise, Mother Clucker. Bethan is there to avenge her teammates, as it is a 2v3. Roundabout, I would solidly say like 90 seconds. It was a very, very good round. Utilized, very awesome. How do you think that round just went down, Dante?
Yeah, I would pretty much. Yeah, I think that's a very solid kind of cohesive summary of it. It's unfortunate for the Welsh team that they do lose one member trying to get into that initial vent spot. It seems that Slovakia have kind of got that red, and they also even seem to have kind of read that it's usually kind of a we're going to rush and then we're going to try and play it slow, we're going to rush and then we're going to try and play it slow, or we're going to go A initially and then kind of lock that on towards B. But instead, the initial 2 frags going out, Rock Me Amadeus, though, immediately equalizing that scoreline. It's going to come out to how this utility comes out of this. Deus's position away, but the shots are there, and with only 10 HP, it's gonna be real tough. There's no bomb in sight, so it has to just be two 1v1s for Iron. The swing, the confirm. Rock Me Amadeus puts Iron Yi into the ground and gets their 8th round on the board.
The 8th round on the board does come from a very, very well played round. Okay, I want an opinion. How do you pronounce it? Is it Amadeus or Amadeus?
So I believe it's a reference to, I forget who did the song, but I believe it's a reference to Rock Me Amadeus, which I believe may actually age me because I know who sang that. I'm gonna actually have a quick Google and see who sang that song because I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm fairly confident that's the reference, so I believe it's Amadeus. Falco is who did that, so yes, I believe it's a reference to the Falco song Rock Me Amadeus.
I gotta be honest, I have never heard of them.
as I said, I think that kind of betrays my age.
Amadeus does pick up 2 kills, but does get absolutely mollyrocked with a nade, and Gia will finish up and avenge her teammate Amadeus. There we are. I finally got it right.
If there's one thing to do, I mean, if there's one way to learn, it's to learn it there, but that's what we're going to do. We do get a pause coming through. Again, Ironyo just having to get that out. Give themselves any sort of time that she can, really. There's still no Zeus, and at the moment there is a minimum of only 4 rounds remaining. So it is going to be very close. Avery's going to have to get that work done, because if this ends up going 12-1, she may only have 1 round on that CT side to get the Zeus that we have been oh so promised, and I believe even seen the Twitch chat were kind of saying they were here for the Zeus promise, so I believe Avery has built this up, or hyped this up to quite a high standard.
She has dreams to fulfill and promises to also fulfill to get that absolute... I mean, just gonna try and get that kill upon... with the Zeus. I cannot speak. Just trying to get that kill with the Zeus. I'm a bit dazed over after that last round, but it was an absolute bloodfest in the French game. It's not really the French game anymore, but let's just pretend it was 12-12. But it was sadly 30-0. But the Slovakians do have an 8-round lead, and like my kind friend Dante has just said, and my kind fellow commentator, a 4 rounds needed for them to come back. No, for them to win. My apologies.
4 rounds for the Slovakian squad to Slovakian squad to win, or a clean 12 rounds for the Welsh squad to come back, as that timeout again does now finally end itself. A little bit of misclicking there from Maffy may actually, come out to bite them a little bit, because that op position in garage is quite important. Of course, we do see again that follow the leader. The utility comes out. It's a bit late though, so we actually see Bethan push out through the smoke before the utility even pops, and the entire team has just walked around Jia. We do have the information there from Maffy. It's a beautiful first shot, but now one of the members playing Follow the Leader is not like the others, as they are going to now drop through from this ramp position. The shot's not going to immediately find any targets, and there's actually a decent setup here from the female Welsh squad. Melody picks up one, Rock Me Amadeus picks it up. The op shot from Avery's going to re-find its mark, and now 1 versus 2 with an op, though, is very doable. Beautiful shot, and it's 1 versus 1. It's an op-off, in fact, with the bomb planted. This is as close as it can get. The beautiful jump up and shot. Maffy is not ready for that. Beautiful positioning, beautiful aggression, and the Welsh squad have put another round on the board.
I believe Avery has took that absolutely phenomenally. Phenomenally. I can't pronounce it. Oh, for God's sake. Phenomenally.
Phenomenally is a hard word. Phenomenally is a hard word. You know what? Anyone that says phenomenally is an easy word to say fast is lying.
I'll just use the word brilliantly then. She took that brilliantly. A nice little 1v2 with that awful little showdown at the end, I believe, with Matty. But Zia just let 3 of them walk through with no custody, no remains. But Gia will not make the same mistake. She ends up killing Anyo and Bethan. The nade comes in. The smoke clears Gia on 3. TNZ nicking Gia's 4th. And they're throwing no scope from Avery. Oof, Avery does not finish the hopes and dreams, as Salty does win the round for the Slovakians. It is 10-2 going into the second half. and it is time to see that Avery Zeus that we are still yet to see.
Oh, I mean, fingers crossed. No, it's not about the score line. It's not about the win loss anymore. If Wales were to somehow like bring this back all the way, which I do have absolute faith in them doing, I must say, I always root for the underdog just because it makes it for a more entertaining game. But honest to God, if Wales were to come back and bring this like 13-10, but there was no Zeus, I would say the Welsh squad lost.
I do believe that. The score doesn't matter. It is all about the Avery Zeus, in my opinion. Betha does pick up one. Avery does pick up G. Iron Yao gets the remaining on Patty. TNZ ends up avenging Salty. Betha is trying to hold that TNZ on the double, showing absolute trouble. Amadeus killed by Avery. It's just up to TNZ, and Avery does win the first round in the second half for the Welsh squad. TNZ does pick up the double, shows no trouble until Avery comes on the corner and just absolutely dominates that mid.
Yeah. I'm a little bit awestruck just because that was a very clean defense. Actually, there was a very solid read on what the Slovakian aggression would be. A very solid kind of work off in terms of the position in there. Very few 1v1s were given. A lot of it was at least double or triple swings, and now we are seeing the utility kind of come through. A little bit of a gap in the smoke, but Nadia may very well be able to use that to her advantage. We see Avery here with the SSG kind of set up on towards that heaven side. It's a full 5-squad crouch kind of angle, just waiting for the smoke to dissipate, waiting to try and find any gap. The HE grenade is going to come through.
That nade's going to do absolute...
Oh! You said it! And we're done. Damn.
I'm sorry for interrupting you there. I do apologize, but
That's
what on earth? What just happened?
That is... Oh my... Oh! I said we would like to see some more util being... Oh my gosh! I want to see how much damage that did. That was filthy.
I'm gonna say... Oh! What do we see in Avery's inventory?
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the confidence is beginning. Very much, the plays are starting to hype themselves up now. The cleanliness is starting. Rugby Amadeus immediately shutting down Bethan, but we are actually starting to see a little bit of a game now. Sorry, I basically choked on air there because this has all of a sudden gotten damn hype.
Good pick from Avery, and avenging two of their teammates, eliminating Amadeus. And Iron is just gonna hold that mid, trying to see if any of them comes into a sight. One T-side Slovakian garage. TNZ does pick up Iron Ye. And Maffy left on 12 HP after a very wide swing in Maffy. And Nadia picks up the kill, 100 health in a dream. Nades come out in heaven. A very well-timed heaven execute, but they have heard them. They have heard her up there. Zia just holding that heaven. Just not letting any passer by. But the smoke will eventually fade away. Who is going to get the first pick? It is a Mexican standoff.
Just waiting. The timer's ticking. No, yeah, you're going to have to swing. The shot is good for one. At the very least, yeah, does go down, but Salty Patty will bring up the remaining bullets required. It's starting to slip away again. There is a bit of an okay econ for the Welsh team. They don't have everything that they would maybe like to work with, but they've got some that they can maybe bring to the firefight. We do actually see a little bit... Okay, I was going to say maybe a miscommunication there in terms of the... Instead, just going to try and grab as much of Gun's advantage as they can, as we're going to see smokes pile up through this outer courtyard towards this B site, and now control firmly on the Slovakian squad.
I believe stream was down for a little bit then, but it's back up. We are perfectly fine.
Okay, but we're back. Hello, everyone.
A standoff. of B, and the bomb will go down, I believe, the first time for the Slovakians, as Beth and Maddante just drop vents straight into that little hole. Sadly get picked off for Shia, and the Slovakians on match points, with Gia having a phenomenal game, currently going 13-9, TNZ 15-8, Avery 20-12, and the stream is back down again. But it is an excellent game. It's back up. It is an excellent game on our hands.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see how this last round, possibly last round can go. We might see something come through, but these are the kind of smokes here. That utility is very important, and it is nice to see it coming through because Nuke is just so reliant on that. The space so heavy, so empty, and we see Avery there kind of dancing around the smoke. She's realized that she kind of needs to do or die, but there's no Zeus in her hand right now. It's a very aggressive push from Nadia on her own as well. That does essentially give the Slovakian squad this B site for free. There is no one else set, ready to hold it. The only person was Melody, trying to keep that vent safe from Rogmi Amadeus, but no, instead going to find all the frags in the world, and now it's a 5 versus 1 post-plant scenario. Bethan only with the pistol, the 5-7 in hand. There's no guns to pick up just yet. She is going to have the information, though, of one of the members in this vent. She definitely did hear that, but they're going to hear her now. The 180s as well. It's a very aggressive push. Not a one-tap. Very, very clean from Rockby Amadeus. A 13-4 scoreline, so the Welsh squad are getting better, but still a very commanding win.
Like, I still can't believe Avery didn't get that Zeus. I'm ashamed.
It's an L on both fronts, ladies and gentlemen, it must be said. But that's what happens whenever you do make promises. You gotta live up to them, and sometimes you just can't.
If you don't fulfill them, if you have promises to fulfill, the promises were not fulfilled, and it ends up biting as the Slovakians do end up winning 13-4, I believe. I have very short memory. It was 13-4. Thank you very much, Dante. But it was a good gun skill, better than France, at least. It was a very, very good round. We ended up getting 4 kills on the board. The bomb down twice. Avery 1v2 with that AWP. Very, very nice. But I believe the next game will be better. I mean, we've said this every time, but the next game will be better.
Well, that's the thing. So we have kind of went in terms of it. So to kind of give you guys like a rundown of the rosters. So the French team, I believe, had 3 professional / very close. The Slovakian squad have had 1, and I believe it was the top frag. Someone can maybe get me the leaderboard and stuff there, but you know, there was 1 professional there. Turkmenistan don't have any, and Turkmenistan were able to put up 13-4 against Slovakia as well. That was on Mirage. So in theory, we've actually kind of went in reverse order in terms of like the games will be getting closer and closer as the skill kind of differential more kind of evens out. But again, that is just to show as well that not only are the Welsh female squad kind of, you know, learning and developing, but they do have a lot that they can absolutely work off from these. You know, 13-0s and 13-4s are very good at. There's maybe some fundamentals you're missing. There's maybe, you know, just big gaps in your knowledge or big gaps in your gameplay that you can fill. So by all means, this is what friendlies are for. And if the note taking has been going, which we have already seen, for anyone that has been following the female team, they have been you know, developing and putting that into practice. So yes, as WelshLadd, as you did say, last game should be a decent bit more of a show and at least a decent bit more competitive.
Let's hope it is competitive at the least. But we will have next game Turkmenistan. They have beat Slovakia. No, they have lost to Slovakia, sorry. The exact same score as our women's team. But we do believe this is going to be an absolute brilliant game. I mean, I'm just going to try and sugarcoat this game as much as we can. We're yet to still see that Avery kill. I hope, I am absolutely praying on my knees she ends up getting that kill with that nice little Zeus.
I like, okay, yeah, you know what, as everyone a favorite, we'll expand it over. It wasn't a map promise, it was a series promise that we would see the Zeus kill from Avery, so we'll give her a run back. But in the meantime, we have been seeing, obviously, that the stream has been kind of jumping a little bit, so we're going to jump to a short little break just to get the teams and everything all set up, of course, as well, hopefully, fix the shenanigans that our Twitch server seems to be indulging itself in. So, again, another 5-10 minute break, just while we get that sorted, then finally, it will be our last best of one, the Welsh female squad versus Turkmenistan. Do not go anywhere.